Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So Donald Trump went out there today and he attacked Vivek Ramaswamy, and now Twitter is going absolutely insane. And this happens to be 2 days before the Iowa caucus, which Donald Trump has a sizable lead in, and that we know. So why is Donald Trump exactly doing this? Because Vivek Ramaswamy happened to be somebody who ran a very Trump-friendly campaign, is still running a very Trump-friendly campaign. But Donald Trump still went on the offensive. And on Truth Social today, he said Vivek started his campaign as a great supporter, saying things like, the best president in generations, etc. Unfortunately, now all he does is disguise his support in the form of deceitful campaign tricks. Very sly, but a vote for Vivek is a vote for the other side. Don't get duped by this. Vote for Trump. Don't waste your vote. Vivek is not MAGA. The Biden indictments against his political opponent will never be allowed in this country. They are already beginning to fall. MAGA. So Trump definitely broke Twitter with this statement, even though it's posted on Truth Social, but everybody's talking about it on Twitter. And it does really seem that this was all sparked by a post that Vivek Ramaswamy made on Twitter. And that's definitely what invoked this response, because Donald Trump has been friendly with Vivek for most of the cycle. But then Vivek is still out there campaigning. You know, he was pulling funding in Iowa not too long ago, and Trump was saying, you know, he's going to end up supporting me. This is a good thing. And I think Trump was just letting him do his thing. When it came to the debate stage, Vivek was that attack dog against all of Trump's opponents. And I do like Vivek and a lot of the things he has to say, but I understand where Donald Trump is coming from here. I mean, Vivek is going out there and he's ramping up his campaign in Iowa in the last couple of weeks before the caucus. That's only going to take votes away from Donald Trump. And while Trump is likely going to win Iowa regardless, New Hampshire is a little bit less of a sure thing. And I think Donald Trump wants to put pressure on Vivek to drop out. And he kind of does say this. If you're voting for Vivek, but you support Trump, you are wasting your vote. And Vivek's going out there taking a picture with all of these supporters that are wearing a shirt saying, save Trump, vote Vivek. And Trump is saying that he's disguising his support in the form of deceitful campaign tricks, and it would make sense that this is exactly what he's referring to, because he's trying to take votes away from Donald Trump while using Donald Trump's name. And I understand why Donald Trump would feel a little slighted about that. I mean, Vivek's campaign is definitely one that is focusing on more important issues than the other campaigns, like the Haley campaign, the DeSantis campaign. Vivek's policy proposals, not all of them. I have criticisms of Vivek. I've always had those criticisms regarding immigration and trade, and it seems like his views are evolving, but I don't agree with him on everything. There are issues where I do agree with him quite a bit and think he'd be like a good advisor on certain issues, but still, he's not really in this to win this, and I've said it. I mean, he's not somebody who people are really going to waste their votes on. And in a state like New Hampshire, where you see Chris Christie dropping out, a lot of that support's going to go to Nikki Haley. Trump sees the fact that all of the Republican establishment donors are trying to astroturf Haley. You got Christie dropping out now. You have Chris Sununu barnstorming the state of New Hampshire. You also have liberals and left-leaning independents. They are voting in this primary up in New Hampshire as well, trying to stop Trump. And it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. And he understands that the 5% that's behind Vivek Ramaswamy right now in New Hampshire, in some polls it's been even higher than that. He knows that a lot of that support is going to end up with him at the end of the day. So I think by doing this, he is trying to put pressure on Vivek to drop out. And it's true. I said all Vivek's campaign really is doing at this point is siphoning votes away from Donald Trump. And I'm fine with him staying in the race until Iowa or whatever, out of principle, make it seem more natural when he endorses Donald Trump, assuming he still does at this point. But what's going to happen is if he stays in, all he's going to do is just take votes away from Trump in a state like New Hampshire and give more credibility to the Republican establishment if they get close. And we understand that the New Hampshire primary is going to be very different than South Carolina, very different than Nevada, very different than Michigan, all these other states. Trump is going to win big. There's no question about it, but you can't give these people a moral victory of having a close primary in New Hampshire. Trump knows that. He sees Vivek with these guys wearing the Save Trump Vote Vivek shirt, and Trump just feels slighted about that, and it's understandable, in my opinion, why he would. I don't know what Vivek's true intentions are at this point, but either way, he probably is going to drop out after Iowa and endorse Trump. But if he stays in past that point, it's kind of going to be really tough for him, and a lot more people are going to be attacking him because he's just wasting time. That's really all he's doing, and there's really no point to him running a campaign past that point because he knows he just does not have a chance, and he's just wasting people's votes. And it's not really a good look for Trump if he's getting, 65 instead of 70 in certain states or whatever. But we'll have to see what happens on that front at the end of the day. And you see all these people going out there, mainly on the DeSantis side of things, but also just people like Piers Morgan was saying, Trump threw his loyal supporter under the bus. And it's like, loyal supporter? I mean, the guy's running against Donald Trump. He's running for president against Trump. That's his opponent. Like, Trump was attacking people, not often. He doesn't often attack Vivek, but, he even attacked people like Rand Paul and Ben Carson and some of the people that were more Trump-friendly back in the 2016 primary. He was still out there attacking those people occasionally because that's what you do. These are your political opponents. And Vivek has said a lot of positive things about Trump, and Trump has kind of returned the favor. But I think Trump does understand that the role he's playing at this point could be counterproductive. So I think that all this really is just an attempt to put pressure on Vivek Ramaswamy to drop out of the presidential race, ideally sometime before New Hampshire. It doesn't seem as if he's going to drop out before Iowa, but he's not really affecting the race a whole lot in Iowa anyways, it seems. But I mean, that's really all there is to this whole thing. And it makes sense. I don't hate Vivek, but I understand that past a certain point, if he's still in the race, there's going to be a lot of questions because this guy, there are already questions about his past. What did he believe 2 years ago? And definitely people can change their opinions and things like that. I understand. I think he proved himself to a large degree when he was out there attacking Nikki Haley and all these other clowns on the Republican debate stage as Trump's stand-in. But still, there is an argument to be made that if he stays in the race past a certain point, maybe he's not exactly what people thought he was to a certain degree. Because, yeah, you have to understand, if you are genuine, you know when you don't have a chance. And maybe you do stay in until Iowa, but if you're not getting double digits in the first state, and the guy who's in first place is like in the 50s or in the 60s, I don't know what Trump's going to end up at. We're going to be doing the final prediction tomorrow for Iowa. Yeah, I understand why somebody would go out there, go on the attack. That's pretty much it. It doesn't mean that, Trump's flip-flopping on Vivek. He's stabbing him in the back. It's like, no, not really. I mean, these are political opponents. It's a fair game. I like Vivek a hell of a lot more than I like anybody else in the Republican field besides Donald Trump. But at the same time, it's like, he attacked his opponent who is taking votes away from him in New Hampshire. And you have all these people ganging up on Trump in New Hampshire, and he's just going to put pressure on this guy that says, well, if you like me so much, you might as well drop out because you're not helping past a certain point. And he's 100% right about that. And that's really all there is to this. And Vivek, like I said, he's going to be viewed a lot more unfavorably than he is now the longer he stays in the race. And it seemed like for a while he was winding down his campaign. Now it seems like he's kind of putting a little bit more time and energy into it, which is exactly why I think that Donald Trump is just saying, hey, if you really are this MAGA guy, you'll kind of get out of the way when it comes to a state like New Hampshire. So that's my take on this. I don't think Trump is out of line. I also don't dislike Vivek. But at the end of the day, this is a campaign cycle. These are how these things work, and it's not that big of a deal. But I do hope Vivek drops out after Iowa. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Red Eagle, out.